there's Jimmy Makar talking with Bobby Labonte. They're going to be watching Matt Kenseth now the rest of the way as Matt tries to salvage a good finish for Bobby Labonte.
And Ed, you said that Matt was pretty doggone fast and happy hour in this car.
Yes, he was. He was very good yesterday afternoon. And the thing that he has to employ now is patience. Not get overly aggressive, but certainly try to stay on the lead lap, which I think he'll be able to do.
Jerry's with the guy we're glad to see, Doc.
I've been waiting for this moment to welcome back my good buddy Rick Hendrick back to the racetrack. I know you got to go to Daytona just briefly, but health made you stay home for the 500. Welcome back to a NASCAR Winston Cup racing, Rick.
Thank you, Jerry. Man, it's so good to see all these folks, and the fans have been great, and I missed them. I just, old body, I don't have the energy to be here all the time, but the last two they won, I wasn't home. So, you know, maybe we can change the luck today, and we can, well, I just appreciate it. Everybody, missed everyone, and got about another year of these treatments, but very thankful.
That's the question I want to ask. I mean, you're winning on the racetrack, and I'm here. You and I have talked on the telephone numerous times. You're winning the battle against the leukemia. The news is very, very good, Rick.
Well, that's, they say I'm in remission now. I got a couple tests here this summer and one at the end of the year, but I have to stay with the chemo and the interferon, which just takes all the energy. But pacing myself, I'm just very thankful, and I appreciate all the cards and letters from all the fans, and love them all, and we just glad to be here.
Little brother did a pretty good job last year in your absence, standing in for you here in the pits, talking about John Hendrick leading this team to another title.
Well, you know, we got such a great organization, and they've just done such a great job, and I've been very blessed to be surrounded by such great people, and I asked the other day, they might not let me come back. They win so much when I'm gone, and John's 1 for 1, so, you know, this is the best medicine on earth for me right here.
Glad to have you back, my friend. We look forward to seeing you as often as you can get here.
Well, I'm going to do my best. Thank you.
Rick Hendrick back at a NASCAR Winston Cup race. The sun is shining, and now my afternoon's been made because I've seen my good buddy back at the racetrack, guys.
Sure is nice to see you, Rick, back with us, and I hope he is for many, many more races. Well, the red flag lasted 2 hours and 46 minutes, and we are still under caution, but we should be getting green before too long. Stay with us. ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports, and the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing are at Darlington Raceway in South Carolina as we continue our coverage of the Winston Cup Series for 1999. Today, it's the TranSouth Financial 400, which has been stopped by rain. But now we are set to go back racing in just a very few moments. 51 out of 293 laps have been completed. The sun is shining and things are looking very good. Jeff Gordon is at the front of the pack. Here's Jerry Punch.
And Bob, you just said it, the sun is shining. When the race began, it was overcast, it was cool, it was about to rain. And now with this sun out, the track may change drastically. A moment ago, Ray Abraham was talking to his crew. He said, you know, maybe we should have changed something on that first pit stop. We were tight in and loose off with the car number 24, and now with the sun out and the track different, we may not be nearly as good as we were initially in this race. We'll have to wait and see. Let's check it up where Bill is.
21st to 7th for Dale Jarrett, the two-time defending race winner here of the TranSouth Financial 400. Right now on the racetrack, and what he feels is a very good car, patiently able to carve his way to the front of the field. As Todd Parrott told us earlier in the day, a lot of little changes. Right now, DJ has just told his crew to remind NASCAR, because it's so late in the day, the position of the sun and the reflection off the track will be a factor. It will be critical to keep the windshield clean. John Kernan.
Well, we saw right as the rain started to fall, Bobby Labonte get out of his race car and Matt Kenseth get into the race car. Matt's now in it. His crew are waiting for pit road to open, because as soon as pit road opens, they will come down, put on 4 fresh tires, because during the driver change, they didn't have time to make any tire changes. They did make a chassis adjustment in the left rear, though, but now they're just waiting for pit road to open so they can service the 18 car.
And you might say, well, Mike Skinner came in on pit road, and how did he make that change? Because you can pit, there is a penalty. You have to start at the end of the longest line. for pitting when pit road is closed. But he was going to have to be back there anyway, so he really didn't lose anything.
Not really, and the 18 car is pretty far back there as well, so he wouldn't lose a whole lot if he came in. Lose about 4 or 5 positions.
90 car Ed Barrier going back out onto the racetrack. We're riding along with Wally Dahlin back right now.
Budweiser onboard camera. Also, here's Elliott Sadler in the Citgo onboard camera, right inside with Elliott. Tony Stewart, the Home Depot, running in 5th spot. Also, Rusty Wallace has an onboard camera as we look out the back bumper of his car. Rusty back in 19th position. Martin, the Valvoline, and again, this is a special car this weekend. Xerox, one of the companies that Valvoline owns. You remember Xerox and sponsoring Alan Kawicki.
Yep. 97 car may have a problem, Bill.
Not necessarily the car, Bob, but it's certainly going to be a problem for the team because right now Chad Little's radio does not work. He can hear the crew and he can respond to them with hand signals, but he cannot talk to the crew. And a lot of times after a lengthy delay, especially one that involves rain, these little problems turn into big problems. So we'll see. They asked him to jiggle the cable to see if he could correct it. It hasn't worked, so they will have to overcome that handicap this afternoon.
I'm a little confused that Flagman has been given the cars signals, and I thought the signal was 1 lap to go, but the lights are on atop the safety car. 2 laps to go.
2 to go.
Oh, okay.
And that 18 car still has not come into the pits, although the pit road here on this side, on the main side, would have been closed because they had a jet dryer on it when the cars came by that time. Now it has left pit road. Let's see if the 18 comes in this time, because if they get the 1 to go the next time, it'd be too late.
Well, here's how they run the top 15 as we get set to go back to racing. Martin is second behind Gordon and Jeff Burton, Jeremy Mayfield, Tony Stewart, John Andretti. Here's 16 through 30 now.
See, Ernie Irvin in 23rd spot, started in 37th, so he's making pretty good progress pitting on the backstretch.
And the remainder of the lineup. Dale Earnhardt there in 36th spot. Mike Skinner has dropped back to 37th. And now pit road is open. We'll see if anyone comes in, including Matt Kenseth.
Yeah, but he's pitting on the backstretch, Bob, and they are getting the signal now for 1 more lap to go. And he's not going to be able to come into the pits, I don't think, and get back out before they would get the green flag. I don't know.
But he has no choice, Ned, does he? He really doesn't have a choice.
He's got 40-some laps on those tires, and Kevin LePage does come into the pits.
He's the only one, at least here on the front straightaway, that has come in. Let's go to John in the back pit.
They just opened pit road, and then they got the 1 to go, and Jimmy Makar not too happy about that. Matt Kenseth just now asking if they want him to come in anyway and pit, and they say, yeah, Bobby Labonte just made the call, said, yeah, pit. So it'll be 4 tires to go for Matt Kenseth, and now they canceled the 1 to go. We see that Jimmy Makar gets the good news from the NASCAR official. He wasn't too happy about that, but Matt Kenseth now coming down pit road here on the backstretch. Dale Earnhardt also coming in. Remember, he messed up his grill just a little bit, so they'll do some work on that as well. But right now we're waiting for Kenseth to make it in to his pit stall where they'll do 4 tires, not anticipating any chassis adjustments. They made a chassis adjustment on the left rear of that car when they made the driver change. But here he comes. He's about 5 pit stalls away. 4,000 RPM, second gear. Kenseth now goes to the attention of Bobby Labonte's crew. They'll swing around to the right side, replacing putting brand new tires on that, not putting the fuel in just yet, as Peter Jellin has the can of fuel. It will go in. Left side, so looks like a pretty good pit stop so far. No problems. All the lug nuts staying on. They've got them tight, full of fuel. Matt Kenseth is down and away.
And now they're getting the 1 to go signal here on the front stretch. So Kenseth and Earnhardt and the others who made a pit stop will fall in behind and will be ready to go.
And that was the right call by NASCAR to give them that extra lap. I'm sure they didn't take in consideration when they were counting those laps down that the pits had not been open. And you've got to give these guys time if they want to pit and go back in. We see Earnhardt is still in the pits as they work on that car from maybe a little bit of damage that was done. He was in that early crash. No major damage done to the Goodwrench Chevrolet, but now he's down and away.
There we see some damage too. That front fender when they were working. But I would bet they were making a spring change or something like that on that car, trying to make it handle just a little bit better.